All right, Illini fans. Illinois beats a terrible Syracuse team. Man, are they bad. But Illinois handles their business in an ugly way and gets the ugly win. So, let's look at it. Tonight, Coleman Hawkins with a triple-double and 29 minutes, 7-11 from the floor. That's efficient. 1 for 2 from 3. 10 rebounds, which that's the best stat for me. We want Coleman to get 10-plus rebounds a game, so that's the stat I really want to see. And then 10 assists, 15 points. So, already, people are saying that Coleman Hawkins, he's a great player. And I do the math. I always do the math. So, Illinois has played 7 games. In 5 out of the 7 games, Coleman Hawkins has been worthless offensively as far as rebounding, scoring points, assists. The 2 games that he hasn't been worthless, Eastern Illinois and Syracuse. Those are facts, not opinions. So if we do our math together, if I'm worthless 5 times out of 7, if I do my math correctly, that's not looking good for me, is it? So until Coleman Hawkins can flip that, until he can have 5 games like this, well, not a triple-double, but 5 games where he's scored 15-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, he can put together 5 out of 7. Well, we'll do our math, and then there you go. So it's just a math thing. You can't play good against Eastern Illinois and Syracuse and then play horrible the other 5 games and then be called a great player or a good player offensively. It doesn't work like that, right? So common sense, okay? So good for him. The big thing about him, 10 rebounds. Honestly, the announcer said it all night. I said it all night. And you know it's bad when my wife, who was not even a basketball fan, my wife was watching the game with me. And even she asked me, why isn't that tall guy scoring the basket when he gets the ball? And I said I wondered the same thing. The announcers are wondering the same thing. Anyone who's watching the game is wondering the same thing. Coleman Hawkins should have scored 30 points tonight, and it would have been easy. And I think anyone who watched that game will agree that 90% of the time, for whatever reason, he wasn't even looking to score. So, in my opinion, against this horrible Syracuse team, he should have scored 30 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds. In my opinion. So, but let's see what he does against Maryland and Texas, okay? Let's see what he does then. Matthew, 8 rebounds, 5 points in 21 minutes, 2 for 6 from the floor, 0 for 3 from 3. Offensively, still just not getting it done. I don't expect great things from him offensively, but I expect a little bit more than this. But he did get 8 rebounds. Sky Clark had a career game against Lindenwood and then had his worst game against Syracuse. 0 for 10 from the floor, 0 for 7 from 3, 2 points, 5 rebounds. The only reason he played 30 minutes was because Sincere Harris got injured. Other than that, he would have played 15 minutes. RJ Melendez, 21 minutes, 3 from 7 from the floor, 2 for 5 from 3, 6 rebounds, 15 points. So another step in the right direction for RJ. And I still think we could get more from him. I really do. I really believe that RJ, if he really applied himself, could get 8+ rebounds a game. I do believe he could score 15+ points a game. He got 15, but I just believe that he really could get 18 points a game. But we'll take 15. But I really think he could get 18. I just think he can do it. Terrence Shannon, horrible night, really. 5 from 17 from the floor, 5 from 15 from 3, 7 rebounds, 17 points, 33 minutes. He didn't really drive tonight because of the zone. The way you break the zone, as the announcer said, you attack inside Coleman Hawkins. And if Coleman would have got the ball, scored, you break up the zone, then Terrence can do what he does, drive to the rim. So hopefully they'll use this as a learning tool, what to do when someone plays a zone on us. Well, Coleman, you're going to get that ball in that paint. You're going to get down in that paint, catch that ball, do a little turnaround, little layup, little baby hook, and we're going to get people out of the zone just like that. So that's what you would want to see, because going, 5 for 15 from 3, 5 from 17 from the floor, that's not going to be good. Ty Rodgers, 15 minutes, 4 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Connor, whatever. Dane, 17 minutes, 2 rebounds, 3 points. They're not using him correctly. I really don't believe the guards know how to feed him the ball. They just haven't worked it out how to best utilize him. But I know how to utilize him, but they don't. So that's a shame. Dane is just one of those kind of players where you got to use him correctly. You got to put him in the positions where he can excel at, and they're just not doing it. So Jaden Epps, 26 points, 4 from 7 from the floor, 3 from 6 from 3, 11 points. I would ask Jaden, why not be more aggressive? You were doing good. You were certainly doing a lot better than Sky Clark and Terrence Shannon Jr. So I would question, why didn't you take 17 shots? So basketball philosophy, whoever's doing good, you give them the ball. And if you're not doing so good, you take a step back. So Jaden Epps was by far getting the most production between him, Sky Clark, and Terrence Shannon Jr. tonight. So I really feel like he should have been the one taking that many shots. Sincere Harris got injured, so that sucks because he really needs to work on his offensive game. Defensively, no problems there, but offensively, he's been pretty worthless. So, it's a missed opportunity for him to get in against a team that sucks, and he can get a chance to get his offense going. So overall, they win, but there's problems. There are a lot of problems with this team. This was a terrible game, really, by Illinois. And I'm not being negative. I'm just being honest. And I'm thinking about playing Maryland and Texas and Indiana and so on. And if you think we're going to win those games, shooting 35% from the floor, 28% from 3, 63% from the free throw line, if you think we're going to beat a good team with those kind of numbers, you're wrong. Do you want Illinois to win the Big Ten? If you do, you cannot be happy about this kind of shooting. Do you want Illinois to win at Maryland and beat Texas and be ranked in the top 10? Well, if you do, then you should know they cannot shoot this bad and do that. I want this team to win in the NCAA tournament. Do you? If you do, then you want this team to shoot better. You want them to stop shooting threes when they're cold and get to the free throw line, but they can't even make a free throw. But yet, that is what you want to do. Now, we go down here, and there is one thing they did tonight that's a gold star, and that is the turnovers. 7 turnovers for Illinois. I could be wrong, but I'm thinking that is a season low for Illinois. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's a season low. But that's good. We can live with that. That's a gold star for Illinois. That is the one thing that they get a gold star for. So, As far as every other number, nothing special as that. But that shooting, I mean, that's bad. 63% from the free throw line, 28% from three, 35% from the floor. That is horribly bad. But Syracuse is even worse. But we're not Syracuse fans, so they got their own problems. Their team is worthless, and but that's their problems, not ours. So the bottom line is, before you come at me telling me that Hawkins is a great player offensively or a good player offensively, let's put some games together to where when we do the math says that he's been offensively competent more than he has been worthless. Once that happens, then we can say it, okay? Let's be reasonable, all right? So, congratulations on the win. It was an ugly win. And if you play like this against Maryland and Texas, you're going to get blown out, period. And I don't want that to happen. So, Illinois must shoot better. They have to shoot better. And Coleman Hawkins, I'm telling you, I talk about this guy a lot because I expect so much more. You look at his length. The dude could score if he would get in that paint. He's got the length. He's got the height. He's got the ability. He could get in that paint, draw fouls, get little baby hooks and such. He really could do that. He really could. I really think Coleman Hawkins could do it, but he won't. He just won't. And that's a shame. So if I thought Coleman Hawkins was just completely unable physically, then I wouldn't say anything about him. I wouldn't care. But the reality is, he could have got 30 points tonight if he had any kind of offensive aggressiveness. Wide open in the paint, and he wouldn't shoot it. Even the announcers knew it. The whole world knew it. So I just want to see it. If we're going to do what we want to do, we need him to do it. Do you want to watch this team lose in the tournament again? Is that what you're interested in? Oh, are you the kind of Illini fan that brags about the regular season but has nothing to say in the tournament? Are you the type of Illini fan who doesn't even remember the tournament, last two seasons, second round blowouts? Are you happy with that? Each year, I'll sit there and tell you why they're going to lose in the tournament, and you either won't believe me or you just won't care. You want to argue with me. And yet again, another season, and I'm telling you right now, again, Illinois is shooting horrible this year. If this continues, if their philosophy continues, they're not going to win anything in the tournament. I guarantee it. Because you can't win a game against a good team shooting that bad. It's impossible. Unless the other team matches you and shoots just as bad or even worse. Which, in today's game, that could happen. So anyway, I just want the best for this team. I want this team to actually win in the tournament. You look at college basketball, it's wide open. There's no team playing this year that is just so good that they can't be beat. We've already seen it. So this is an opportunity for Illinois. But we need Coleman to be the player that so many people believe that he could be. And we need RJ. We need Matt. We need Terrence. We need Jaden. We need Dane and Sincere and Rogers and Clark. And we need it. I'm not asking for anything outrageous. Like I said, Coleman should average 10 plus rebounds a game. RJ, 8 plus rebounds a game. These are facts. They should. Coleman should get around 18, 20. RJ should get around 17, 18. Terrence should get about, 20 if he's able to drive to the rim. But when he play the zone, really it's not an option. So there's just some things that we can do. But the turnovers, though, tonight, that was a fantastic job. Really, really happy with that. So that was the standout moment. So Illinois wins, and now it's on to Maryland. At Maryland. Then it's playing Texas, number 2 Texas. Illinois has an opportunity to go into the top 10. If they beat Maryland and Texas, they're in the top 10. Do you understand that? Illinois will be in the top 10 if they can beat Maryland on the road and then beat Texas at a neutral site. So there's opportunity there. And if Coleman Hawkins, if he can score 15 plus points, 10 plus boards against Maryland and Texas, then that will be 3 games in a row. And then we can start talking a different story. But he's got to do it. All right. There it is.